Welcome back. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa says he isn't refusing to make public his responses to the Public Protector's Office in respect of its Phala Farm investigation. His legal team has told the Western Cape High Court it has been advised by that office not to do so. The matter has been raised at the start of the proceedings in which Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane is challenging her suspension by Ramaphosa while she faces impeachment proceedings in Parliament. Reporter Lindsay Dentlinger is following that case and she joins us now. Lindsay, I know that we've just taken a tea break. Just give us a summary of what's happened in the High Court so far.
Yeah, so Maseko, some housekeeping issues needed to be ironed out off the bat, and that relates to the situation where this application was originally filed by the Office of the Public Protector before Busisiwe Mkhwebane was officially suspended and before her deputy took the decision not so long ago that that office would no longer pay for this particular application and for this litigation in this court. And subsequent to that, Busisiwe Mkhwebane then filed an intervening application with this court, adding her name in her personal capacity to this application, and so a little bit of to and fro as to whether she's here in the name of Busisiwe Mkhwebane and whether that can be separated from the fact that she is the Public Protector, suspended or not, and whether she can then be separated from the Office of the Public Protector. But that matter out of the way, there is someone here from the Office of the Public Protector keeping a legal watch on the case. And then the second housekeeping issue that needed to be ironed out before arguments could begin was whether or not the President Cyril Ramaphosa had refused or was reluctant to place before this court the answers that he has given the Office of the Public Protector to over 30 questions related to that Phala Farm investigation. And Maseko, why that is relevant in this matter is because the central tenets of this, the arguments before this court is whether the President was fair, whether he is the correct person to have suspended the Public Protector, and whether the moves made by the National Assembly Speaker had triggered him to suspend her, and because he is under investigation by her office, not only in the Phala matter, but also in other instances, whether he is the fit and proper authority to have suspended her in the first place.
And towards the end there, towards the adjournment for the tea break, I heard Advocate Dalimpofu for Mkhwebane talking specifically about the date to which she was suspended and, people with the President basically saying that they're not sure exactly when it's around a certain... Why is this important?
So just to take you back, Carisha Pillay, who is the advocate representing President Cyril Ramaphosa here, telling the court that the President was not reluctant or refusing to put his answers before this court. A late affidavit was filed with this court on Saturday in which the President's lawyers explain that they were in fact asked not to put those answers on the record here before this court by the Office of the Public Protector itself, because the investigator feared that there could be leaks to the media in terms of those responses that the President has given, and that they wanted to protect the integrity of that investigation. And so it could not be interpreted that President Cyril Ramaphosa was refusing to make those answers public, and that if the court asked him to do so, he would do so. They were only trying to abide by the advice that they had been given by the Office of the Public Protector and by the legal team. And its relevance, Moseko, really is to determine this interest of this argument, of the conflict of interest, which the advocate for Busisiwe Mkhwebane, Dalimpofu, has told this court will become a matter for argument over the next 2 days. The issue really now, just before the break, was really to argue the point of what impact the Speaker's letter to the President had on him suspending her. But here's Dalimpofu's response to Carisha Pillay on her explaining to the court why the President had not put on the record here today his answers that he has given the Office of the Public Protector related to that Phala investigation.
The answers to the 31 questions is an issue that is relevant, as you know, my lords, to the whole issue of the acting public protector having taken the place. You'll remember that the president says it doesn't make any difference to Advocate Mkhwebane because, after all, the investigation is continuing. We have countered that effectively in the replying affidavit by saying that giving this as an example, saying, for example, the idea of giving him an extension, which in our respectful submission was undeserved, shows exactly the point that the
Advocate Mkhwebane should make that comment cautiously, because someone should complain that she's not being given enough time to respond to certain issues in the court.
Yes. No, that might be so, my lord. In fact, your lordship is probably making the same point that I want to make, which is that whole issue as to whether the relevance of these questions. Remember, the president says 3 times, and I don't want to take you there now, that he has cooperated fully with the investigations, and we contest that statement. And therefore, the relevance of these answers, when they were given and so on, is relevant in that context. So I'm simply saying, my lord, that this is not an issue that should detain the court at this stage. When we debate the issues around the timing of the suspension and so on, this issue will come back as to the answers, the timing thereof, and whether we need to see those answers in order to sustain that argument. And the court will make a ruling at that stage.
All right, Lindsay Dentlinger will probably get another update from you during the lunch break. She is in the Western Cape High Court.